Alright, just thought I'd do a quick vid, a little run through of the new ShopFox Overarm Pin Router that I got. It doesn't come with the router, so you have to buy, a router that'll fit. I ended up getting a little Porter cable, and it works great. And I made the base for it the night that I set it up, and it's got some wheels on the back end which enable me to kind of move it around the room easily, but it's still pretty solid. It's not going to be moving around very much. And what I'm going to use this for mostly is for doing the back profile, the round over of the neck. And right now I'm using a 3/4 round over bit, and based on the radius of the bit, I can change the shape of the neck to where I want it. So what I had to do was come up with a jig that would hold the necks in place while I went ahead and ran them on the router. So I came up with this jig, and just built it yesterday, and it's got clamps on both sides. And basically you run it with the neck on, and it does one side of the neck, the back round over. Put the neck on the other side, and it does the corresponding opposite side on that. And it's got a little sandpaper to keep the neck from moving around once it's clamped on there. And here's how the necks come out. I'll go ahead and show you. I'm trying to balance the camera in one hand. That's pretty good, man. I mean, it's cutting at least 2 hours of labor of sanding and shaping. It still has the machine marks, and I'm still gonna have to shape it once the fingerboard's on there. This is just a neck blank, but any way to cut down labor is great. So let me go ahead and show you how the necks clamp on there. There's a piece of MDF right here. It's a little wider, and it kind of tapers down, and what that does is that corresponds with the neck shape, where it's slimmer up here and wider down here. So that piece keeps the neck straight. That way the bearing can follow it. And work this with one hand. I use a mortise and tenon joint. So this clamps onto the tenon. This side clamps onto the headstock. And what happens is the bearing on the back follows the back edge of the neck, and it creates that round over. The machine is it's run off the air compressor, and kind of like a pneumatic, it can come up and down. And what can I say, dude? It works great. And the cool thing about this jig that I hadn't really thought of until it was actually made is that I can put two necks, one on this side and one on this side, run them, do one side on each, swap the necks and do the opposite side, and I can have the necks with the rough profile in the back done in about 5 minutes. So from 2 hours of shaping on each neck down to 5 minutes for 2 necks. That in itself saved me a lot of time. It took several hours to make the jig just to get it set up to the way I wanted it, but it works pretty awesome. So let me go ahead and do a video showing this thing in action, and I'm gonna have to put the camera down. Alright, so go ahead and do a run through of this thing in action, show you how it works. Got both necks clamped on, so I'm just going to do one side on each. side. Now, swap the two necks. Plug them in. And it's ready to go again. So that's two necks, rough shaped, ready for the fingerboards to be glued on, and the headstock and ears and all that good stuff. But the rough profile is done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Just a little bit of light sanding and a little bit of shaping on the heel, and it's great. And like I said, depending on the radius of the bit, you can get a different shape in the back of the neck. Right now it's just following that back edge, and does a great job. If I want a slimmer taper, and I can slim it down a little bit over here, and the bit rides on that with the neck, and it maintains it. So, works great. Loving it, man. Awesome.